one of these issues can we say, we can commit ourselves to going towards two, so that the region can focus on those. I'm saying, can we just prioritize maybe 2 or 3 issues that we want to advocate for as this region? Already there was one mention of LGBTI issues under the theme advocacy. We can still add on, but agreeing on things. These are the 3 things that we want to go out of this symposium and start advocating for as the region. But yes, there are these other issues as well that might come later. Because we don't just want to list them, we have 40 things that we agree to advocate for, but there won't be any action at the end of it. So, LGBTI, are there any other issues that you think we should advocate for? Where's the Romy book? This is mine. Quickly, we have 20 minutes, colleagues.
Okay, we just talked about gender equality as the basic foundation that we wanted laid out, but I think taking over and moving on with the human rights dimension of gender issues would be quite an important bit that we have to take care of.
Okay, you got that?
Thank you. If you look at the South African law in the region, the constitution is probably the most progressive we have in the region, particularly on the issue of access to safe abortion. It's not just a leader in Southern Africa, the whole Africa. I think South Africa has one of the most progressive laws on safe abortion. And I've been hearing that with this new alignment, there might be a push to change the law as it is now. For me, I'm finding that as a bit of a threat in terms of issues of choice for women to decide when or not to have a child, if or not to have a child. So I think for me, that's a clear present danger that perhaps can be pursued as an advocacy to ensure that that doesn't come to pass, particularly looking at instruments that are already within the region, such as the Maputo Plan of Action, which our governments have all committed themselves to uphold in terms of reducing maternal mortality rates. So I think if there could be, that's an avenue that we can go pursue as a region, because all of our countries have appended that plan of action.
Police, I do not want to repeat what's been said. Are we on the same page? Okay. Go for it.
Yeah. For me, I look at these issues as all of them very quite important, and we need to mentioning the one that we mentioned before that we wanted to really focus on. But when looking at the matter of agency in these issues, there is 2010 coming, and I really would love us, if we look at the priorities, the whole issue of human trafficking, to put it as one of the issues of priority, at this point in time. To say, if you take LGBT and human trafficking, to say, if we have these two that we really are looking at focusing on, that's the issue for advocacy. And not saying the ones that we've listed are going to fall apart, but saying we've been looking to this, we wanted to work and see the progress on them, then take the others on board. But as a matter of agency, I think human trafficking it is a matter of agency. We need to do something about it.
Thank you very much. I think the region can focus on those unless someone has another burning issue. Because I think that will be enough for the region to kickstart. Would you agree with me? Okay, but then in terms of policy, we said, issues of protocol, whether our countries have ratified but there's no implementation following that, or some countries like the two that I mentioned have not signed. And we say, how do we engage as governments, as countries at that level? Is there any other thing under policy issues that you think we should forget at this time?
Even human trafficking, there's countries that have ratified the protocol that deals with human trafficking, but they have not developed started working on the law in 2004. We were working closely with them, but so far nothing. We haven't had anything. They are telling us it's still sitting in Parliament. There's many bills. It's maybe number 200 and something. So when are they going to look at it? So we can start advocating and pushing for these laws.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Pass the mic behind you.
Apologies if this has already been said, but I think one of the issues as we did a policy scan looking at policies across the region was that very few of the existing policies speak to the importance of engaging men and boys in gender transformative work. Almost none of them do. The static protocol has a little bit of language, but the solemn declaration doesn't. The Human Declaration has a line or two. So I think it would be interesting to try and call for a protocol of some sort, whether it's strengthened in the protocol that speaks directly to the importance of engaging men and boys. Most of the countries in the region have signed off on the Commission on the Status of Women commitments and agreed upon conclusions from 2004. So it shouldn't be a hard argument to make. And I think what it could include then is consultations with the EU, with the EAC, with ECOWAS, leading to a consultation with the African Union, where we generate some policy language around the importance of involving men and boys. So that would be something I'd be interested in discussing further.
Right, thank you. Any other thoughts on policy issues? Thank you very much, all. Some countries represented here do not have a network, right? But the question I want to pose now is, how can this region assist your country? So we can push some of the things we just suggested now. For instance, in Zimbabwe, we don't have a network as yet, but we know we have organizations that are really doing great work. Mozambique has a network, South Africa has a network, Namibia has a network, Lesotho doesn't have a network, Zambia doesn't have a network, Malawi does not have a network, MenEngage network, by the way. The DRC is not even represented here and so forth, but following this symposium, what are your thoughts? How can this region assist your country? Any thoughts on that quickly? Go for it, quickly, sir.
I think for Zambia, we have the resources in terms of not really funding. But I think what would be useful is a bit more guidance and support to pan out some of the activities that can stimulate or spark the setup of a sustainable network. So perhaps having some kind of guidance and support from the MenEngage network that is perhaps in South Africa to help stimulate action towards setting up the network. And I'm not saying it should be a big thing, a conference that starts in Lusaka. It can be 6 people that are here representative of the country, but helping them identify activities and strategies that would help them kind of realize that the creation of something small, I mean, thinking big, starting small and acting now, that would be actually useful.
So,
in terms of development, you know, South Africa is certainly well developed in terms of its legal frameworks, its civil society organisations, Sonke, gender justice, etc. Maybe we're the Mexico to the United States of South Africa, I don't know. But I mean, I just wanted to suggest that maybe, you know, let's recognise that we've got the country plans coming for MenEngage networking this week. That we've all been working on, and let's review that a little bit by email after this or whatever. But I think also I would request maybe Sonke to have a look where it's got its links working within the region, outside South Africa, with other countries. And maybe there's opportunities for us to benefit from Sonke's expertise when they come to our countries and that. And use that sort of expertise. I certainly would like to call upon the expertise of the one-man can